Okay, good evening and welcome to the Langs Invitational Pregame Show. The Langs Invitational Pregame Show is brought to you by Ripping the Rack on the RTR Bowling YouTube channel. This week is Week 10 coming up. This is the preview of Week 10 and the recap of Week 9. Before we get started, let's pay some bills. We'd like to thank this week's sponsor. This week's sponsor is Uncle Joe's Lingerie. Thank you, Uncle Joe. In all seriousness, we would like to thank Langs Bowlorama and the Langs Invitational League last week for their support of our fundraiser. We raised over $200 last week for Bowl for the Cure and in support of breast cancer awareness. So thank you to Langs Invitational, and all the bowlers for helping us out and donating your money. So we appreciate that. Okay, on to our product showcase. This week's product showcase, one of the most anticipated ball releases in a while. This is the Phase 5. It uses the same velocity core that was in the Phase 2 and the Phase 1. Obviously, 248 RG and 051 differential. It has the Pearl Reactive R2S cover stock. This ball should be a big seller and it should be a league killer. So be looking for this ball on the lanes. If you don't have one, you're probably going to be getting beat by one. So go find these. They're flying off the shelves already. So this is your product showcase for this week, the Storm Phase 5. Okay? Okay, moving on to last week's feature match. Week 9's feature match was a double feature. First time we've had a double feature in a while. And our first part of the double feature was Purple Hearts, a team that is red hot right now, bowling very well, scoring very well, and has been beating people up. So they were in one half of the feature match. They were playing Enjoy the Ride. Okay, Purple Hearts ended the joy of enjoying the ride this week with a 4-0 win. 32-17 was the total to 30-16. Over 200 pins in total pinfall is the edge for Purple Hearts. A big win for them, smoking the Enjoying the Ride team, who was bowling a little short-handed, so a bit anticlimactic, but still a big win for Purple Hearts, who remain very hot and tough to beat, and they are now the new leaders of the league. We'll get to that in a minute. It was a balanced effort for Purple Hearts. Bill LaPointe, 661, Dennis Jr., 681, and Derek, 668. The other two guys chipping in as well, but those were your three big scores. In that match, I believe Enjoy the Ride was led by Chris Baker, who shot about 680 or so. Not enough to keep his team from going 0 and the bucket. Okay. In the other half of the feature match, the big dogs took a big bite out of Chico's Bail Bonds with that's Ray Snow's group. They also went 4-0, slamming the door. It was 32-75 to 30-31. Again, a little over 200 pins is the difference in that match. A huge win for Big Dogs. They were led by B-Champ. We call him B-Champ. Brandon Chamberlain, 741 was the score. He had a rough week, I think, a couple weeks ago, but he came right back, 741 this week. And Brandon Chamberlain leads the Big Dogs to a big 4-0 win in half of the double feature. Now your standings after this big feature match, double feature. Your Purple Hearts are 26-10. They are the leaders in the league by themselves, and like I said, they have been a really hot team. So we'll see if they can keep that going for the rest of the first half. We're just past the halfway point of the first half, a little past the quarter marker. So Purple Hearts has your lead as they go into the home stretch here for the first half. Following behind them, Chico's Bail Bonds, who went 0-4. They are one game back, 25-11. Obviously, they lost a big match, and they were in first. Now they're second. And they are tied with We Them Boys, who had 3-1 this week to close the gap, and Fill in the Frames, who have been climbing steadily for a few weeks now. They are 3-1 this week again. They are also 25-11. So Purple Hearts, followed by Chico's Bail Bonds, We Them Boys, and Fill in the Frames. Those are your top four teams, separated by one game. Okay. Stars of the week this week. It's starting to get a little bit spooky. Tim Gagney, again, star of the week, 792 this week. He is a 243.96 in the average category after, kind of an average start, he has been an absolute tear. 243.96, and he is your league leader in scoring right now. The average leader at 243.96. Also having a big week this week, Greg White, 756. Greg's having a good start to his year, 221, I believe, after kind of a struggle last year. So 756 for Greg. And Mark Gonzalez, who also has been bowling well as of late. He's had, I believe, 3 or 4 700s in a row. He went 742 this week to be the third high score of the week. Okay. All right, so that was your recap of week 9. Now we're going to move on to our singles side leagues there. First in the singles scratch league, no surprise here, Tim Gagney, 38-10, 8-0 this week with a 792, as we mentioned, 8-0. Puts him in the lead, or tied for the lead at 38-10. Bouchard with 38-10 currently is also tied for first. He went 4-4 this week, only went 633. He drops down. Gagney is now tied for the lead, and obviously bowling very, very well. So it should be interesting to see how that race goes forward. There are 3 guys who are in second place tied, 3-way tie. Ray, the Snowman, the Iceman, Ray Snow, 36-12. He went 6-2 this week as well. Bowled 690. Rich Getz, 36-12, and Steve Gardner, 36-12. Both of those guys also went 6-2 and a 700 as well from them. So Bouchard is the only guy who slips, while the rest of the league seems to be catching up, and obviously Gagney now tied with him for the lead. 32-16 currently with Cash in the league. That gets you around a tie for 11th place. That is currently where the Cash spot is. The Scratch League pays 1-5, not 1-3 like I said last week. So that was an error on my part, mostly due to my research person. So you, research person, are fired. If you are good with numbers or you think you do a better job than that asshole, we are taking applications for a new research person since we just lost our head researcher. Okay, so those of you who are interested in a job or something that pays 0, please contact us. We are looking for a head researcher. All right, on to the handicap singles side league, the handicap side of the league. Obviously, a lot more entries in the handicap side. They are paying 1-3 on the handicap side, so they're paying 35 places. That's roughly 1/3 of 106 bowlers on that side. And that currently takes 28 and 20 to get to the 35th place and in the money. Your leader in handicap singles, Brian Opie, 40 and 8. Brian has bowled very well, had a very good season so far. This week he was 7-1 with his handicap and a 6-2 record. Not the best scoring night for him, but 6-2 is 6-2. So he'll take it. He was now currently your leader at 40 and 8. 4 points ahead of Tim Gagney, who was 36-12 on the handicap side. Tim went 7-9-2 handicap this week, but only went 4-4, so obviously lost a little ground to the leader, even though he had a great week. Behind them, also tied with second place, Steven Chartier, 36-12. He went 7-44 this week. He went 2-6, so he's obviously slipped back even further. And also tied for second, Tom Cook, 36-12, 752 this week with an 8-0 record. So you got Tim Gagney, Steve Chartier, Tom Cook, all those guys at 36-12, tied for second. And Brian Opie at 48 is your leader in the singles handicap side. And that gives us the end of our singles side league recaps. Good luck the rest of the way for those bowlers. Okay, and now the long-awaited segment, the most important segment of the night. Tonight's feature match of the night. All right, the number 26 team, 5th place, Digi Bowlers in your feature match. Had to get these guys in there somehow. Tonight was a good night to do it. They are taking on an interesting opponent, Custom Profit. On one side, Digi Bowlers, 1089 average, featuring Brian Opie at 228, Mike Lovely bowling left-handed at 175, Greg White 221, Mark Carruthers 222, and Tim Gagney 243. Obviously, having a very good year as a team. Brian Opie bowling very well. Gagney 243 leading the league. And Greg is, I think, quite a bit higher than he was last year, so having a good start to his season as well. I think Mark might be about the same, or maybe down a little bit, but that's a good team. Obviously bowling very well, and they are climbing in the rankings in 5th place currently. Okay, and like I said, 1089 has got to be either leading the league or it's got to be close to leading the league. On the other side, they're taking on Custom Profit at 959 average. They got Mark Casper, Jared Yankee, Joe Yankee, Carl Yankee, and Tim Corcoran Sr. And those guys as a team have actually been down quite a bit from last year, struggling scoring-wise. But last week had a big week, their best week of the league best week of the year, I believe. 33-79 last week. They win their match. Mark Casper, Jared Yankee, both shoot 700. So those guys maybe have turned it around and could be looking forward to making 2 weeks in a row of a big week. And they're taking on the Digi Bowlers. So a big match for both teams. Maybe we have a change in fortunes, or maybe Digi Bowls continue to roll. We'll have to see how that goes. So that's your Custom Profit versus Digi Bowlers feature match of the night. Okay, before we say goodbye, a couple of items in our final segment is our grab bag of randomness segment. 2 items. First of all, this weekend is the Renowned USBC Baker Doubles event. It's here at Lang's. That's November 5th and 6th. There are 3 squads each day. So if you're interested in Renowned USBC Baker Doubles, come on down to Lang's this weekend. Should be fun. Should be lots of competition. Should be lots of bowlers. We're expecting a good turnout. So come on down to bowl that. The event is $30 a person. There are 2 divisions, average divisions 400 and over, and average divisions for 399 and under. Both divisions are scratch. Should be a lot of fun. I know I'm bowling at least 2 or 3 squads, so hopefully you guys will come down and bowl as well. Should be fun. Secondly, this year we like to organize a trip from a bunch of us from here locally, going up to the Green Mountain Open in Rutland, Vermont. If you're a bowl the Rutland event, you know it's a lot of fun. It's an interesting place, definitely a little different from here in the city of Cranston. So if you're interested in bowling with us, let us know. We have not picked a date yet. I know the tournament runs from about President's Day through I think Mother's Day. So somewhere in there we're gonna try to pick a date that works for as many people as we can, that avoids the Keene event and it avoids the Lake Champlain people. I know a lot of you go up there. So if you're interested, let us know, and we'll keep you in the loop of when we're gonna try to organize that trip. It probably won't be me that organizes it. Hopefully somebody a lot smarter than me will do it. But I would definitely like to bowl this year. Hopefully it'll be fun to get a bunch of us to go that know how to have fun and not take ourselves too seriously. So if you're interested, please let us know. All right, now that those 2 items are off our list, all we have left is our thank yous. We'd like to thank, as usual, Custom Profit, Storm Bowling, 3G Shoes, Roto-Grip, and Banner Global, and obviously Bowlify. Thank you very much, Bowlify. Bowlage.com. If you get a chance, check out the Bowlage.com website. There is a little ad on the camera this week, so check that out. And obviously Lang's Bowlrama and Lang's Invitational. Thank you for your support, and goodbye, good luck, and good bowling.